3 logical puzzles only geniuses can solve. By creative quiz. Number 1. According to the legend, 4 knights faced the royal court side by side. The 4 knights were armed with 4 separate weapons, 4 different animal insignia, and 4 different colored cloaks. The golden trout stands left of the blue and green knights. Neither the hawk nor the lion wields a spear or a sword. The axe and sword stand side by side, as do the stag and lion. Red and green stand at the ends of the line, and the sword and stag stand in the middle. The green knight wields a mace. Can you figure out the details of each knight from just these clues? Pause the video and see if you can solve it. Solution. First, let's make a grid, and start filling in the clues. The first clue describes how the color of the cloaks relate. Since gold is to the left of blue and green, that leaves 2 possible places for gold to go. We can also fill in the possibilities for blue and green. The 4th clue sorts out that mystery by placing red and green on the ends. That also lets us place trout and mace. Clue 3 splits the knights into distinct pairs. Since trout is on the left, stag and lion must be the rightmost pair. We can then fill in these blanks with hawk and spear and use clue 2 to finish up the puzzle. Number 2. Welcome to the island of knights and knaves. Here, there are only 2 types of people, knights, who always tell the truth, and knaves, who always lie. On the island of knights and knaves, you approach a fork in the road. A person stands before you, either a knight or a knave. You know that one road leads to freedom, and the other to certain death. You may ask the person one question, to which he will respond either yes or no. How do you determine the path to freedom? Pause the video and see if you can solve it. Solution. To determine the correct path, ask the person standing at the fork in the road this question: if I were to ask you if this path leads to freedom, would you say yes? If the person says yes, it is the path to freedom. If he says no, it's the path to certain death. If the person standing before you is a knight, his response will be true, and therefore his answer would determine if the chosen path is the way to freedom or not. Since we're asking the question if I were to ask you if this path leads to freedom, would you say yes? That also means that the knave, who always lies, would lie about his own answer, which then also would be the truth. Both a knight and a knave would then answer yes if the road were leading to freedom, and no if it were leading to certain death. Number 3. There are 3 crates, one with apples, one with oranges, and one with both apples and oranges mixed. Each crate is closed and labeled with one of 3 labels: apples, oranges, or apples and oranges. The label maker broke and labeled all of the crates incorrectly. How could you pick just one fruit from one crate to figure out what's in each crate? Pause the video and see if you can solve it. Solution. Pick one fruit from the crate labeled apples and oranges. If you pick an apple, you know the crate should be labeled apples. Therefore the crate wrongly labeled oranges contains apples and oranges, and the last crate labeled apples really contains oranges. If the fruit you pick is an orange, the label should be oranges. Then the crate labeled apples must contain apples and oranges, and the last crate would contain apples. Thanks for watching.